Hello, students. I hope you are doing well in this first week of our semester. I hope you're somewhere with people you love as we stay in remote status for a little bit longer. I want to talk to you about this preterm sustainability assessment. Please go in and take this assessment. It does not apply to your course grade. This is just part of the general assessment of the sustainability minor as a program. So if you don't mind, please do that before we move past the first two discussions. And I'll keep reminding you, but you all seem eager and it's been so great to get to know you. So I look forward to continuing our discussions. Um, Students are posting in both of these discussions right now. And so feel free to go into the Unit 1 discussion if you've already done student introductions. Keep checking in here, of course, because we're still talking to each other there. But as you start to ponder our learning experience together, I would like you to tell me what your experience has been in the sustainability minor. This is the first time I'm teaching this class, and I teach in the biology department typically. And so I just need to know what your prior experience is so I can shape uh, a learning course that reflects what you still want to know. Like, ask yourself, what remains? What do you want to get out of your sustainability minor that you have not gotten yet? And know that all of the work we do here will be very self-directed. So start to think about, what if you were to uh, focus your efforts on one final sustainability topic, what would it be? You can choose the topic. And the framework for the work product is described um, in this document here. Okay, final projects. And so as you think, I'm reflecting to you what my expectations are for your work product, even though we have not finalized the topics that we'll cover under the umbrella of sustainability. But to give you a sense of where we are going, most of your work, other than having conversations together in the online discussions, and we'll also have optional live Zoom meetings, um, you'll be working on this final project. And my goals with this final project are that you solidify the central skills of conducting research and communicating about science and sustainability and social issues, whatever topics you are working on, in a well-researched, unbiased way. And so we will go through this assignment and all the points aggregate into your final project grade. So we'll start right away with citations. So start to think about what those topics are and what that central concept is that you want to learn more about. And we'll do research together. You will deliver 3 citations as the first assignment of this big project, just for 10 points. Then several weeks later, you'll be up to having 5 references, and you will have written about how you will use these papers and summarize these papers in a paragraph, roughly 10 sentences that summarize the main concept, methods, findings, and the article's usefulness to your research. And so that will be 20 points. And then we'll move on into a discussion of what you will try to communicate in this paper. And so you'll write that outline, and sometimes this is the hardest part for students, but I promise you, if you write an outline, you have something to drive yourself, to motivate yourself. And so when you submit the outline, what you submit will be potentially just a bulleted list of the framework of your paper. What I want you to think about is that this framework is like a guiding principle. It's your rubric for your paper. And so then week by week. You can fill in the pieces. You can literally free write the paper. You already did some research. You'll continue to do a little bit of research as we go along. People will post references in the chat and in the discussion, and we'll aggregate this knowledge. And then you will submit a first draft. At the first draft deadline, if you have been working all along and you're well prepared, you'll submit to me a complete first draft. And it could be a rough draft, but if it's complete, I will project your final draft grade. And so then you will have the opportunity to stop here. But if you're not happy with your projected grade or you don't submit a complete paper, I'll give you detailed feedback about what needs to be done in order to meet the final draft rubric. And here's that final draft rubric. I want to look at this because, see, we're doing all of this preparation, but the paper itself is short. It is 2 pages, okay? At least 1,000 words, but I want it to be concise. People pay to publish their research, and science writing is parsimonious. It uses few words and communicates efficiently. And so also I want you to have that outline displayed, right? That you have a well-articulated introduction, 3 to 6 body paragraphs, a conclusion, and that you've employed those citations. Now, if you know exactly where you're headed and at the annotated bibliography you choose 5 citations that work for your paper, you're good. You've already done this by like the first 6 weeks of class. But if you hone your topic, you don't have to use those citations. You just now know how to do it, right? You know how to assimilate a paper into your own words. And the secret to this is the paragraphs you write in the annotated bibliography are going to be your 3 to 6 body paragraphs. See, I'm tricking you. I'm making you do the hard part first, and then you open the big can of worms and you put it all together. But the part that requires the most attention, which is summarizing the science or the literature, any kind of research, qualitative, quantitative, in any discipline, it all contributes to the body of scholarly literature that is called academic literature. Any of that, no matter what your particular discipline, those annotated bibliography paragraphs become important to the body of your paper. They're the meat. And so, just foreshadowing where we're going with all of this. Several of you have already contacted me and told me that you had some idea or something, not even knowing what the course of the structure was. The structure of the course was. So anyway, I hope that this helps you to understand where we're going. You're going to be doing an independent research project. You're going to be working on your science communication skills, and we're going to do that together. All the while, we'll aggregate our knowledge in our discussions, and we will periodically meet via Zoom. As the season progresses and the weather permits, we will have optional field events, and I will do everything I can to record those so they can be viewed on YouTube later, which is something I did last semester in COVID times, and it worked out great. I'll share some of those with you as well. So I look forward to meeting you in the student introductions, and I do, just as a final thing, want to note that I did copy the bones of my biology class into this class, and I'm still cleaning it up. I'm trying my very best. If you see a reference to biology, do not be alarmed. It's just my editing skills are challenged right now with the amount of work I have. So I'll see you soon. Let me know if you have any questions.